on your brother tonight. Let your brother count on you every play tonight. Okay? And come out and have fun. The gates are locked. Ain't nobody getting out now. They can't run. The gates are locked. Let's bring the fight to them, guys. Yes, sir. All right, brother. Let's pray.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.
Good evening, everyone. It's football season here in East Texas. Glad to be back. It's Brett Swinney here with NetSN Live. Doing a little testing here tonight at a scrimmage out here in Rusk between two of our schools we'll be covering this season, the Brook Guard and the Rusk Eagles. I'd like to introduce a new person to the NetSN team, maybe a familiar voice that you may have heard on some other broadcasts around the area. Jaron Peoples with me tonight, and getting to try out some new equipment here. How you feeling about all this, Jaron?
Man, it's a lot to learn, but it's exciting. Great setup, great equipment, and being in Texas, it's good to get football season started, and being sports commentators, it's one of our favorite times of the year, and Texas comes alive come football season, so we're excited. I'm excited to get going again.
Well, this was a good opportunity for us to kind of test everything. We got both of these schools. If you're watching for the Rusk Eagles or the Brook Guard, we'll have all their games this year on NSN. So you'll hear me or Jaron or possibly the Quiet Storm Keith on the call for some games this season. And so for the Rusk Eagles, this is our first season covering Rusk. Coach Sitton, the coach is at Chapel Hill. Kind of knew him from a ways back, and now he's at Rusk, and was excited to have us out. And hopefully you guys are excited to tune in each and every Friday night. I think Friday night. I don't think that Rusk plays on Thursday night, but we're excited to have all you guys out. So and chat with us. We got the chat open here tonight. It's going to be kind of go with the flow here as these scrimmages, as at least right now, we're just kind of going back and forth here. Not much action so far, Jaron, just kind of trading blows at this point.
Yeah, you got Brook Hill defense, Rusk offense. I think this is probably the twos, but I'm not exactly sure. It may be the Rusk's #1 offense.
And we don't have any rosters either, so we're kind of just checking out the action with you guys and trying to make a little bit of entertainment tonight for those that couldn't get out to the scrimmage. So
scratchy itch a little bit of football.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little temptation.
We're gonna, and those of you that tuned in, if you want to hear kind of our preview shows, we had our first preview show this past Tuesday at 7 p.m. Every week at 7 p.m. we'll have our Beast from the East show. From NetSN guys will be involved in that, and we'll have our, I guess, 3A and below preview show this Tuesday, and then we'll pick up and do our pick'em contest. See if anybody can dethrone the pick'em champ here. You know, I've got a nice belt to prove it to, Jim.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. We did our first week of pick'ems, right? As far as the weekly pick'ems, but
yeah, they're already out there. Week 1 is there, so you can go out and Jaron, tell everybody if you need scores or you need directions to a stadium or you need to talk sports on a forum basis or any of that stuff, what do they need to do?
So there's happens to be this nice schmancy app called your NetSN app that you can get it on the Apple Store, Google Play Store, however you want it, you can get it, and it has all that. One of the new features this year, I believe, Brett, that you were telling us about, is that it has stadium directions.
Yes.
For each of our games that
no
we're covering.
excuses to ever not know where a stadium is now.
Right, yeah. And then, because Google, you know, sometimes what you find on the internet's not true, but we've got the right addresses in there for you. So, and then scores, obviously, especially as the season goes on and it starts getting into district standings and stuff like that, you can go and look at multiple scores.
Yeah, and you can actually, at the game, update the scores for everybody. Also, the newest feature that I really like is be able to share the score. You ever been to a game and someone texts you, hey, Jaron, what's the score to this game? And then you start typing and texting the score, and by the time you've gotten done with it, it's changed, and then you have to erase it and go back. How many times have you ever done that? It happens to me all the time.
Absolutely.
So now you just hit share, you select your buddy there in your messages, or you can post it on Twitter, or boom, and it automatically, without typing it, it puts all the information that you have posted in the app right there to their hands. And it gives them a link to the app or website that they can go and start following the game themselves. So,
and if I'm right, we'll have, you know, a chance, any school.
Yeah, any school in East Texas.
In East Texas,
yeah.
So.
And also, Rusk and Brook Hill are not the only schools we're covering. We've got a lot of games. So go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/NetSN Live, and you can see all the slate we've got. We're actually working on some more games.
Get some more games, yeah.
We've added Carlisle, a couple of Carlisle games to the schedule. We're working on some others. We've got our annual ARP game that Mike Alzamora allows us to cover each year for ARP. We'll have the Texan Live broadcast of Chapel Hill on Texan Live, so we'll have all those games. And then, of course, we're down here pretty close. The center guys, still all the center Rough Rider games will be on NetSN as well. And then our man Larry, he's going to be all over the place in Shelby County down there. So we'll have up to 4 or 5 games every Friday night here. And Jaron,
Thursday. How
much does that cost to tune into those games?
That handy dandy app is free.
Okay.
And then the YouTube channel is free.
So what should you do right now?
So you need to go subscribe, that red button for the NetSN YouTube channel, and you'll get alerts on when we go live and do those games.
If you get the app, you can also follow your teams.
Yeah.
So if the score changes, it'll actually give you a nice little message and say score update, and give it to you. So
and again, it's all free.
Free.
That's the thing. No subscription. No, a lot of times across the state, you have to pay a few bucks for access to scores, access to those things.
Yep.
Not with us. It's free.
It is free, but we're always looking for sponsors so we can continue to do this for you guys. And so if you're interested in sponsoring, whether it be Brook Hill, Rusk, or just you want to support our network, we're looking for sponsors. We can, get a commercial for you. You can be on our broadcast and do all that for you. So excited about adding Rusk here. It's a nice facility. It's the first time that I've been in Rusk's press box here, Jaron. They got a setup here, nice, and got some. It's shady. There's air in here.
We've got air conditioning. That's the main thing.
It's nice here.
And on your thing on sponsors, one thing I want to mention is, you've been doing this a while, I've been doing this a while, and as we go through and we broadcast high school sports, one of the great things that we enjoy is that we can bring action to friends and family of these young athletes that maybe don't live close, or you got parents that work jobs and can't always make it to the games. So, yeah, we're providing good quality high school football entertainment, but we're allowing folks, friends, families to be a part of these athletic contests that maybe wouldn't be able to.
Right.
So when you're sponsoring, yes, you're helping us get the broadcasts going, but you're also, I mean, you're encouraging these young athletes, and you're allowing other folks that maybe don't live locally to be a part of the action and their performance.
Well, and the Brook Hill one's especially cool. Last year we had Marcelo, I think it's Marcelo Martinez family from Mexico tuned in. We had several from Finland tuned in. We had some Germany, I believe. What was that? I can't think of his name. They have boarding students, and so the only way they can watch, and hopefully we have some tonight. If you're tuning in from overseas or anywhere, tell us where you're watching the game from tonight. Get in the chat now. You have to go hit that subscribe button tonight to chat. That's the key. Hit that subscribe button. You can join us in the chat. And then I think 5 minutes you have to be subscribed to the channel. That's kind of the thing tonight. We're going to try to get you over to that subscription, so it's subscription for how much?
It's free.
Okay,
it's
I'm just making sure.
0.00.
I'm just making sure. Okay, didn't change.
And the app's free.
Free. Okay, that's I like that word, free.
Yeah, free. It's good.
Me and Corey did that in basketball, Jaron. We're like, these free throws, but they're not. They're free, but they're not real easy.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? I just got an alert on my NetSN app that said live now on NetSN.
Well,
that's pretty
man,
awesome. Yeah,
I like that. We didn't even mention this. Game chats now on NetSN app this year. Should be if you're at the game or you want to chat back and forth, maybe you want to talk a little noise to somebody.
PG.
Yeah.
PG.
We do have moderators, so it will be moderated. So keep that to a minimum. But yeah, so we'll have that this year on the app. I'm excited about having that. We had a lot of requests for that last year. I'm excited about the forums, though. I really hope that people enjoy it. It's very mobile friendly. There's lots of good forums around, but I feel like, it might be a little biased, but I feel like they're very mobile friendly. Hey, Finland. We got a Finland here tonight.
That's great.
Okay. So Harvey, you're gonna have to work. I apologize, Paulie. We love covering your Brook Hill guard, so I'm gonna really work on names this year. If I mess it up, I'm sorry. We might go to nicknames again. We had nicknames last year. Some of these names, we don't have rosters tonight, but I'm going to promise I'm going to try to work on that. If I pronounce it wrong, just blame Coach Hubbard. That's all I'm going to say. He's not here. He's out there somewhere. I'm going to give him a hard time. But we shout out to both schools for allowing us to do this and wanting us here. The hospitality, I know, over the last few years at Brook Hill, we've had great hospitality. And so far, Rusk is just top-notch. They set us up in here, and like I said, we got a good spot inside, and it's nice. And so hopefully everyone's able to tune in and enjoy this broadcast. So, Jaron, you got a little background. They don't really know much about you. You've been broadcasting all over the place. Give us a little, I guess, the kind of timeline where you've been all different states broadcasting and in different towns. Kind of give the viewers at home kind of where you've been and what you've done.
Sure, and I think we've got the Brook Hill One's offense out right now.
We don't have. We're kind of handicapped because we don't have rosters. We'll have rosters when we start week one. This is have you ever done a scrimmage before?
I have not.
I have not either.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. That's the Brook Hill defense that's out, and the Rusk offense is coming up. But
another one. Pecorinian. Pecorinian's family is watching from Finland.
That's great.
Marcelo. All right. Marcelo. That's Mexico guy. So he's here. Jonathan Bratshaw's at Midland, from Midland, Texas. So thanks for tuning in.
And number 18 in motion. Number 5 took hands off the ball, up the middle.
Ooh, that's a big dude.
That is
29?
Wrecking ball. Ooh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I started broadcasting around 2013. Cut my teeth in Northwest Louisiana. Started covering several schools in DeSoto Parish, so North DeSoto, Mansfield, Logansport.
Oh, you know what? We have North DeSoto this year on NetSN. They're playing center.
Center, yes. The last few years, center and North DeSoto have played.
Always a high-scoring game, too.
Yeah, well, Coach Dunn's over there with North DeSoto. He wasn't there when I was covering, but he's a legendary coach in Texas, Coach Evangel, Coach Louisiana College, and that's who's there. Their quarterback, North DeSoto's quarterback, I commented his sisters in softball, Luke Delafield. His dad played for the New York Yankee organization. He's a great great young man, great young athlete, young. They went to the state championship game last year. So anyway, so they'll take on Center, the Rough Riders, for I think the 3rd year in a row, and that will cross-state
this year it'll be in Texas. I know they traveled last year, Louisiana. So,
so I started over there. In 2016, was blessed to be able to call the 1A state championship for Louisiana, where Logan Sport defeated Haynesville. Logan Sport was down 25-0 at the half and came back and won 28-25 in the state championship game. That was an exciting game. And then called a couple of state softball tournaments down in South Louisiana, which were fun. And then I moved over to Texas and grew up in Texas, moved over to Texas and called some North Forney football for a year, and a successful year they had right outside of Dallas. And then moved over to Tyler and did some New Boston stuff, New Boston, the Lions. And then last couple of years been covering the Tatum Eagles.
I've never heard of them at all.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So they're great. Tatum Eagles, they, of course, won the state championship back in 2006, I believe, and Coach Whitney Keeling's them. So I've been with those guys, or covering those guys the last couple of years, but excited this year to be able to cover multiple schools. Typically I've been where I've just followed one school all season, so I'm excited this year, just getting the bounce from all the way down from 2A to 4A to TAPS, and just kind of cover the gamut during the season, and I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, that's what we like about, we have certain schools we follow, but in the midst of following certain schools, we have a lot of overlap. So we'll have, Rusk is in the same district as Center, so we'll have that Rusk Center they're in the district with Carthage, so we'll have Carthage a couple times, and Chapel Hill plays Carthage, so we'll have them a few times. You have the Bullards. A lot of those matchups in district will have not just the teams that we're following, but the other teams as well, so that kind of adds to our coverage area. And if you're listening out there and your team's interested in having coverage and doesn't have anything really, or maybe they just have radio and you're looking for a place to get it on video, we'd love to talk to you. So we're always interested in trying to expand and cover as many schools as we possibly can.
And I'm excited that we're stepping into some 2A coverage. I know Larry's going to be covering several 2A schools, down there. We, as you mentioned earlier, we got Carlisle coming up, and so we'll have a couple of Carlisle games. And so I'm excited because, typically, a lot of these smaller schools necessarily don't get live coverage, and especially live video coverage. So we're stoked to be able to provide that because 2A football is good too, and especially here in East Texas.
Yeah, around here, and you'll hear 7 p.m. Tuesday night we get into a deep conversation about the 3A and below, and I mean it's kind of what we talk about in there. We may not have anybody that's maybe a state contender this year. I don't know how many, but there's a few that may be. But the depth as far as teams that will go 3 and 4 rounds, I think we'll have quite a bit of that.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to a matchup that I think Larry may have that he's trying to get is that Timpson-Garrison game in district. That's going to be a slugfest there.
Of course, Timpson, I believe, reigning state champions.
Yeah. That may have been a flag. I think that was my nephew there, Tyler Vining, on the coverage. I think he might have got away with one there. Woo. But nonetheless, I think that was 4th down. So it looks like Rusk will give it back over to Brook Hill here. But
well, typically how these scrimmages they'll do like your 1s versus your 1s for both sides of the ball, your 2s versus your 2s. And then the last bit will be a live quarter. And that's when we'll probably go towards a standard broadcast maybe. And if we can. Again, we're limited with no rosters.
Yeah, it's like number 2 over to 7. The tackle by number 22.
I know you're still assigning numbers and everything, so.
Hey, we'll just, make up numbers. And I talked to one of the Brook Hill coaches before the game, and the numbers they have out there is not what numbers they actually will be using. So he said, well, he tried to write something up, but I'm sure they got busy because you see all these practice numbers. They definitely will be different probably in their real jerseys. So.
Rusk has 3 down linemen. One of them moved a little early. They didn't call it. 2 linebackers there, or 2 ends rather.
Ooh, nice tackle there. Wrapped up. Well, that was 14 there on the tackle.
Number 4 carrying the ball for Brook Hill.
All right, I'm going to go over to Also, we didn't really mention, but we do have the website is there as well. Forums and stuff will be, if they're not up yet, they'll be up pretty soon on the website as well. You can go there and see the same kind of stuff that you see on the app on the website. So you'll have, scores and teams and all that. I kind of want, since we've got the Rusk and Brook Hill team playing here, is a nice carry up the middle by a keeper from the QB, number 11. Big gain there for Brook Hill there, Jaron. We got the Ruskies. Let's kind of look at their schedule and just kind of go over. Now you're going to Coffin that first week. I think that's your broadcast.
On
who you taking with you? You know yet?
Still working on, because our normal color guy, one of our normal color guys, Jason, will be out. So I've got a couple of options.
We could put Rob on. Give him a headset up. He's behind us.
Yeah. I've got a bench. I've been doing this long enough that I've got some call ups.
Okay, you call them up from the minors. The next week's Mount Vernon. It's an interesting matchup there. Mount Vernon. We kind of in our show, not to give it away too much, but we almost kind of lost Mount Vernon in the shuffle. They were for a while. Mount Vernon was so good that it's just like consistently every year they were going deep. But it seems like over the last couple years they've kind of slid backwards.
Well, they had a coaching change, I believe, 2 years ago. Of course, you had the gentleman that succeeded when Art Riles was there. One of his assistants did a great job, and he left. And so just coaching changes. So it's 3 coaches in probably 5 years.
It's tough whenever you have that many coaching changes. Can't get anything consistent. Yeah. Diboll after that. So that's down here south,
down Lufkin area.
I know that Troop game. I know Keith's on that one because his daughter went to Troop. I specifically gave him that one. Rusk and Troop. That'll be an interesting matchup. Troop jumping up a classification to take on Rusk. Now Troop last year pretty solid. They lost a little bit, so we'll interesting to see in that district. They're in that district with ARP and who else is in there? West Rusk and. Yeah, Tatum's not in that one this time.
No, they're Tatum's D1, and those guys are 3A, D2.
Yeah, because they play basketball. They were in this.
They're in the same. Yeah, they're in the non-football district
together. So I'm trying to think who else is in there. Oh, Buffalo, because we're going to Buffalo for the Buffalo and ARP game. We have that game on the schedule. So that'll be an interesting game. They have Canton. Of course, that's the last non-district.
Canton always is competitive.
Yeah, they're solid. Bullard, you never know what you're going to get with Bullard. Kind of a close rivalry here. Bullard and Rusk are not that far apart. You got Brownsboro, Athens, Carthage.
Carthage, I tell you.
Carthage is Carthage.
They're a machine, a well-oiled machine, going for number 10 this year, and they're predicted by many to get it. So. Well,
and here's the deal. You look at that district, it's kind of wide open other than the Carthage. I mean, Center's been solid lately. Athens is interesting. They're dropping down. Yeah. They're coming out of the District of Doom. They can't. This is a nice setup for them. I think they're getting away from Chapel Hill, Lindale, and Kilgore, and that massive, just killer of a district.
Yeah, but you're with Carthage, so.
Well, but I'm saying the playoff chances have just increased.
Playoff chances, absolutely. Right,
so I mean, you've got a pretty good chance there. I feel like they're maybe in the mix. So it's an interesting. And then, of course, you talk about the Brook Hill Guard. They're moving up a classification. Yep. They're going up to the 5A TAPS. And there's a nice catch there. Ooh. Oh, he stayed on his feet. He's still going. Wow. Number 22 with a nice catch and run after contact there. Probably should have been down around the 50, Jaron. And
probably 25 yards and yak there.
Let me go. I'm going to pull up Brook Hill. We can kind of talk about their schedule. And now, if you're a Brook Hill fan, you don't have Dallas Christian on your schedule.
That's the big one, yeah.
So that's a bonus. But they're in a tough district. 3 Austin schools, Jaron. Now, they only have to go to Austin one time this year. But they've got Redwater week 1, which I think that's a definite winnable one. Frisco Legacy, I'm not sure about what they have. That's another TAPS school, but I think they're in a different classification. Carlisle, which we talked about them a while ago. And Carlisle, they've been solid over the last few years. Now
last year was a little bit of a dip compared to the year before, but Coach Sharp.
Well, you had a new coach. You had to get a new system and get adjusted. So now Next on the schedule, Austin Regents, a Power and Taps. So that'll be a tough one. Then you got the crosstown rivalry
Back
between.
on the schedule. This is, I believe, the first year, right?
No, they played last year.
They did. Okay.
This is the first time for district in a little bit.
Okay. Well, it's been because I know for a year or two
It was pretty heated. It
avoided
was in Brook Hill last year. I got to call that
Okay.
one. Very competitive game as always. That's always a good one. It's going to be in Grace this year, in Tyler there. Then you travel to Austin Hyde Park. I don't know much about them. I know Grace Prep is who knocked Brook Hill out of the playoffs last year. They're in their district this year. You got Tomball Christian is a non-district game in the Tomball area, and then Bishop Dunn and Austin Brentwood. So these are some new teams. I'm going to have to get my scouting report out on some of these because I don't know. I do know Regents that they are a solid team, and so I don't know what.
Well, Bishop Dunn's a long-time school out of the Dallas area. It's number 10 carries the ball for Brook Hill. He gets hit hard by number 26 for Rusk, but not after gaining a few there, a little more than a few. But Bishop Dunn, the Falcons there, they've been around a long time. Not necessarily a football powerhouse by any means. Can be competitive, but again, a long-time school over in the Dallas area that makes noise among different sports. I think that volleyball is a big sport for them.
So we're having some camera issues here. We're gonna.
Well, that's
see if
why
we
we do
can-
these, you know.
Exactly.
So got a little bit of a water break here.
It's probably a needed one too.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. So there we are. We're up.
Brook Hill on offense. Out of the gun. Doing some little swaps on the offensive line. A man in motion. Call for the ball, number 10. Hands off. Up the middle for maybe 2.
So we're back up here.
Ball carrier number 14 for the Garden.
Oh, there it goes again. They may be playing with it up there. Yeah, they're playing with the camera up there a little bit, just like we're playing down here a little bit tonight.
So Russ, again, they got 3 down linemen. An end on either side there.
We'll put us up here for a minute until they
They hand the ball off.
we get look there we are.
Hey,
there we are.
hey.
Until they get the stuff going, I'll let oh wait. Let me have us going here in a minute. Yeah, there we are. We're back up now. Not only is this a training ground for us now, we also have want to introduce our newest cameraman, Elijah Castleberry, joining the team as well. So getting a little training on camera as well. Rob's here to kind of guide him through.
Well, when you expand, you need new people.
Yeah,
right?
you got it.
So
When you
that's-
grow, you got to find bodies. I can't be everywhere. I learned that real early.
Yeah.
But I want to try to do everything.
Now we got a good view of the sky. Sky's there. That's great. That's good. There we go. Now the track's there.
You've
Still
got
there.
Christian
Okay.
behind us here, is checking out the action tonight. So,
I think Christian's going to be with me week 1, I think.
oh, y'all going to Kaufman? You going to Kaufman with him?
I'm excited about it.
Have you ever been to Kaufman Stadium? Anybody ever been to Kaufman Stadium?
I drove by it one time.
I've never been there.
Pretty good accommodations, are we? Oh, you
but-
played there. Okay.
Elevator?
Oh, that's
Maybe.
nice.
That would be nice. You know, I learned my lesson. So those of you that, if you're carrying equipment and you have a Whataburger cup, don't put your Whataburger cup in your pocket and try to lift something up the stairs.
No.
It may bust and go all down your leg.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we had a nice Rusk fan here that helped us with the equipment up the stairs.
Ball carrier for Russ, number 17. I think we may be on the 2s now.
Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right there.
A good carry there, pickup of about 6 for the ball carrier. Both teams running the ball a lot, which obviously early scrimmage, is what you expect.
You don't want to give out anything early, right?
No. You're just getting reps, getting your O-line going, because I know the guards got some new guys up front, right?
Oh yeah, they always have. That's the thing with Brook Hill. They get better as the year goes because you get those boarding students in late.
Yep.
You don't get them in. So they definitely need to get those reps in. These are important reps, which this is Brook Hill's only scrimmage. They don't have one next week. So they'll have another week to prepare for week 1, and they'll be hosting Redwater. I'll be on the call. I think me and Vince are on the call for that one.
The Dragons.
We're going to drag Vince out.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's ready to go. He's got the new little one at home now, so he's got two little girls, and so I have to get him out of the house a little bit this fall.
Welcome reprieve, I would imagine.
Yeah. If he can get away, I'm sure that little girl's got his finger wrapped around.
Ball carrier number 17 on the right side, pickup of maybe 2 for the Eagles. I'm excited to see Rusk, again, being in East Texas for a few years now. They're a school that always makes a little bit of noise. They compete, and as we were talking through their schedule earlier, I think they have a pretty good shot of, again, playoff chances, being top 2 in the district, top 3, Center's competitive. We know Carthage is competitive, but.
Yeah, I think that there should be some pretty good balance between those.
Right.
I feel like there should be some good games within that district. I think minus Carthage, I think everybody else really should be pretty competitive.
Rusk, was 3-3 in district last year, finished 4th place. Made it to the playoffs, but again ran up against Pleasant Grove, which is always a tough first round.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad. Coach Gibson up there does a great job. So
yeah, they had a really good year this past year. Be interesting to see. They're losing a little bit, so we'll see.
They are.
We'll see if they just reload them up here. Looks like we got a little water break. Hey, the field, good news for the players. Looks like the field's kind of shaded for the most part now.
So you're losing Van, but you're gaining Athens. But of course they played Athens in non-district last year and lost just by a score, 45-38.
Yeah, Athens was pretty good last year. I mean, I was impressed with what Coach Harrell has done over there in Athens. They just were in a tough spot. In that district, you lose Athens, you gain Maybank, and what's the other team they gained? Trying to think off the top of my head, I can't.
So who's coaching Athens now?
It could be Coach Harrell.
Clark Harrell?
Zach Harrell, I believe.
Zach Harrell, okay.
Yeah. He's kin to the other Harrell, the Tech Harrell.
Yeah, well, so is Clark. Clark's one of the other brothers.
Okay.
He coached at, I think, New Diana several years ago.
Oh, it was Pine Tree, which is interesting. Pine Tree's in that district. That's the other one. And they were competitive in 5A. So that's going to be an interesting battle in that district. I feel like Kilgore and Chapel Hill kind of the top. Lindale's probably right there, 3rd, and then that 4th place is going to be a dog fight.
I'm telling you, Pine Tree moving down. I mean, I know Dave Campbell's has them ranked in the top 25, I believe, for their classification, and so coming down, I think that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's
Pine Tree,
Shine Tree. Shine Tree, as Corey
I tell you,
would call them.
as Christian was saying, there's a chance that they could really make some noise in their district. I'm telling you, I think they're one of the schools that have benefited the most from dropping down.
You know who didn't benefit from any kind of classification change? The Jacksonville Indians.
No.
They can't win in 4A, and they get back up in that slaughter district that they were in before. Just
Lindale
tough.
and Kilgore. And
Jacksonville's up with Hallsville, Marshall. They moved up to that 5A
this
Division
was
2.
last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they moved up to that district, and yeah, good luck. think they're actually playing Center week 1. We'll have that game here on NSN, Jacksonville and Center. So we're back to action here a little bit. Ooh, nice tackle. Play number 58 with the tackle there for a loss.
Yeah, Texas High, White House, Marshall. That's
Yeah.
That district that Jacksonville's in.
You're welcome. It's like, here. Welcome to the district. That's the game I'm excited. You mentioned White House, and I'm excited for the Chapel Hill White House game to be back on the schedule. I'll be on the call in that game. I know Keith's mad at me because he wanted to call it, but I'm sorry, Keith, but there's no way that I'm putting a White House guy on that game. Me and Vince are calling it Chapel Hill. It might be a little biased. I'm sorry. I'm just going to apologize in advance. If you like the White House broadcast, they'll have their own broadcast. But that Texan Live, that's going to be a Chapel Hill, and I'm excited about it. Some of the kids these days probably don't think of it as big a deal as I do. I mean, just back in the day, that was the game. And so,
what a way to open the season for White House. They open the
White
season
House has one of the toughest schedules around.
They open with Woodrow Wilson, and then they go into Kilgore and Chapel Hill.
Yeah,
2 and 3, and then Paris. That's my neck of the woods where I grew up. Pretty competitive. Mount Pleasant's gotten a lot better the last few years.
Chapel Hill's schedule might be a little tougher. Did you look at who they've got? You open with Jasper. You got Jasper, then you go Gilmer, White House, Carthage. Can you get any tougher there? I don't know.
Maybe. Don't sleep on Lindale. I mean, their first district game.
So I'll tell you this. Of our rankings, we ranked the teams in our polls. Since this has already been announced, we might give anything away. But we have Chapel Hill ranked. We have Jasper in our poll. We have Gilmer in our poll. We have Carthage in our poll. We have Lindale in our poll. We have Kilgore in our poll. And we have Pine Tree in our poll.
Yeah.
So Chapel Hill plays over half of the teams in our top 10 for 4A.
Yeah.
And White House, who I think is going to be a competitive in 5A.
They're going to be competitive. They've been competitive.
So, tough schedule. We kind of talked about this, I think, one year, and you covered Tatum, how Tatum challenges themselves usually in pre-district with a really tough schedule. And so then when they get – their record looks deceiving when they get to the playoffs, but they've been battle-tested, and it helps them later. So
we saw that last year. I mean, they 2 years ago they played – or last 2 years they played center, so they've gone up a classification. This year Tatum's opening the season with Winsboro, which is a highly competitive team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Finney has done a good job up there. It'll be interesting to see they replace his son at quarterback. That's going to be a tough loss.
Well, throwback here, number 17, who's typically running the ball.
Oh, he couldn't get inbound. He's out. Ooh. Hey, we got a grandmother of Marcelo on here. Go guard. Hi, my friends. The Martinez family will be on week 1 kick at Bullard. So we got the guard know we're here. Okay, Russ fans, where you at? Make sure you tell everybody that we've got Russ football this year. The guard are ready. Hopefully you can get the word out. So
someone talking about Pine Tree here on the chat.
Yeah.
So they've
that's
make some noise.
So I'm gonna be sad when the game's over now. I mean, we got to wait 2 weeks before we get to go do another game.
Well, I need that time to continue to get used to the equipment and
right. You got it. I'm sending Rob with you.
Yeah,
He can help you.
Yeah. You got a little squirm, a little hands action.
And I think the second week we're looking at maybe me and you doing a game on a Thursday night possibly. So we got we had some extra training there as well. Not like you've never done this before, but the setup's a little
different equipment.
A little bit different.
Yeah, different equipment. And we're covering some great football teams this year. Between Brook Hill, Rusk, Chapel Hill, and then again, we get to see games like Kilgore and Chapel Hill and Carthage, Rusk and those some high quality football games are going to be getting to watch. And bring you the action for.
Hey, and I'm even gonna maybe pay you to do that. Pay you to watch good football.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah.
But ways you can help us, I got to pay these guys. So again, we're looking for sponsors. So if you're a Rusk fan or a Brook Hill fan or fan of just high school football in general, want to help us out, we can advertise for your business here. We got lots of different options and packages we can do for you. So, and it'll help us out so we can provide the best quality broadcast for you guys.
And it means a lot. Again, I said this earlier because, again, I've been doing this for 10 years. The reason why, one of the main reasons I do it is for these young people and getting to involve families. You know, as you mentioned with Brook Hill, they got so many of them have families across the country or across the world. And so that's the only way that they get to be a part of their athletes' action is this broadcast. And so, yes, we want to bring attention to your business, bring attention to your business as a supporter of high school athletics, but we also want to bring the action to these families, which means a lot.
And you've got grandmothers that may not be able to get out in the heat and climb the stairs. And I mean, I've had people watching from all over. But the Brook Hill one is cool because it's a neat niche, you know, that, you know, when I can't imagine sending my kid to another country and say, okay, I'm not going to get to watch any of your sports. I mean, they may be able to fly over and maybe watch one game, but they can't, you know, they have jobs and everything else too. So being able to provide them a place to be able to go watch, as a parent myself, I can imagine that's what I want to do for those families. So I enjoy it. It's fun. And the more we grow, the more teams we can cover and the more we can reach.
I mean, I was thinking about this. We've got essentially 5 crews out every week doing games, you know, most weeks, which is incredible. From Northeast Texas down to
the very
Deep East Texas.
very low.
Larry's land down there.
We got them all over the place.
And off for the guard up the middle. Pickup of
Is that
about 9.
That looks like Durrett, I believe. I think he's number 6 if they kept the numbers the same as last year. And he's their main back. So I think this is the ones back on here, Jaron.
Yeah. Of course, Brook Hill coming off really a successful year across the board athletics-wise last year.
You know why? They have the Nedison bump, Jaron.
I'm telling
you.
So
if your program needs the bump, the Nedison bump. Rusk, here comes the bump for you.
Here comes the bump.
Ooh, nice little pitch play.
Because you had a baseball state championship, a
soccer state championship. You had softball state championship. I mean, the spring sports killed. The football team made the playoffs. The girls basketball team made a nice little run. Coach Hubbard, he's on some of our shows. The girls head coach in Brook Hill. They return everybody, and they've added some new pieces, so they're going to be a team to reckon with. So if in Chapel Hill, we've covered them the last few years. Look what they've done.
Yeah.
Semifinal, final the last 3 years. So
and we're hoping to get some Rusk, some of the other sports for Rusk, right? We'll try to bring the action for sure.
We're available to they've basically said you guys can do and cover whatever you want. So we'll definitely be able to try to get some other Rusk sports in as well. So we have not yet had a touchdown, Jaron.
Nope.
This has been a defensive battle, which is what Coach Hubbard talked about. Russ quarterback transferred. I can't think of his name. He went back to where he was at. Is it Anahuac, I think? Maybe the dad was a coach or something, or he got a job at the school. So their quarterback from last year, and you may be able to pull up his information, but they lost that. And so, you lose a piece like that. He figured this was going to be a defensive battle. They're going to be working on a lot of things, trying to figure out that quarterback position. And Brook Hill trying to get everybody, all the linemen kind of, back in the groove. To another water break here. Again, make sure if you're tuned in and joined us tonight that you kind of chat with us here. Make sure you go subscribe to our channel. That's huge. That way you'll be notified when we go live with your team stuff. Also, the NetSN app. Definitely want to check that out. And I've forgotten. Hey, Christian, how much is the NetSN app? You're sitting here behind us. Does it cost? What does it cost? $0? $0.
$0.
It's
and
free?
0 cents.
Does that mean it's free? Hey, is there anything that's free these days? I don't know of anything that's really free.
Rain. That's about it.
So, I mean, there's no reason not to go download the app. You can log in. You create an account. You've got access to everything. You've got scores. You've got streams. You've got schedules. You've got district standings once district starts. You can share the scores. You've got stadium directions. You've got game chats. You've got forums. You've got – is the kitchen – no, the kitchen sink's not on there, but pretty much everything else.
Bathroom sink.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm just joking.
Hey, where's that button? We need it.
I'm still playing with these sound effects over here.
I know we have that somewhere, right? Is it this one? No, I didn't do it. No. Oh, why not? Oh, maybe not. Oh, this one. Oh, it's that one.
Oh,
no,
that one. Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Maybe not. No, it's this one. There's crickets in the stands. You can tell we're just having fun here tonight, guys. Hopefully we're at least making you laugh, if nothing else.
A little bit, yeah.
And you get to see the football game. So it's not really much in it's our defense. It's hard to call when you have no numbers, there's no time, there's not really anything, but
We'll have the live quarter in a little bit.
yeah, it's getting dark, so it's about that time for the live quarter here soon.
Pretend drops it back,
Ooh.
low pass.
A little
Hits
quick,
turf.
A little quick screen there. Didn't really work. Looks like was it 37 from Rusk. Kind of got out from the block and put a little pressure on the receiver over there. Thinking they were looking for that quick wide receiver screen.
Is that our music?
Oh, we got the.
Is that our music playing?
Is it? I don't know. No, it's not. They've got music out here in the stands.
Okay, I was like, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, pass caught there at the 45. That's number. Is that 72? Yeah, 72 with the catch. Is that a legal number? Hold on, Brook Hill.
Practice number. It's a practice number.
He's lining up at receiver. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Now we got some entertainment. Oh, he's looking for him too. They were looking that way.
So, Christian, you'll be with me on that Carthage Chapel Hill game. That'll be fun.
With where's that game? Is that at Chapel Hill?
That is.
So the stadium parking lot is about half under construction. We're getting that new multi-purpose activity center. And so we also have a new stadium scoreboard. It's about like that Rusk one, but it's a little more massive, right behind the stands on the band. So every time someone kicks an extra point, it's going to get whacked. So I hope it doesn't go bad, but I'm excited for you guys. I'm actually not covering any home games, so Rao with a pass caught. Wow, great catch there by number 22. I believe that's Cam Ryle, number 10 on the throw. At least that he was 10 last year. So I'm still interested of. We got 72 at receiver. That's a new one. Oh,
Practice number.
Hey, we got
tied in. He's just tied
Jorge
in.
Adapes, the grandfather of Marcelo's watching too.
Man, that's
we
great.
got grandfather, grandmother. Man, we got everybody watching tonight. That's all from Mexico, I believe.
Low snap, number 10 picks it up, able to make a little lemonade out of that one and picks up a few.
We even got Tuesday night volleyball this year on NetSN. As Larry's got a volleyball schedule coming up. I got to get a lot of the games uploaded onto the site. But I think Monday night, Lufkin, Hudson, and Shelbyville at 6:30. So Larry's got volleyball going this year.
I have not commentated volleyball, and I've always wanted to. Maybe we'll need to get some up.
Yeah, well, hey, schedule them. Go find some play. Go. That's the thing. You make your schedule. You want to go do a volleyball game? You go right ahead. You got everything you need.
My wife and little girls may,
Well, hey, there's some extra commentators.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, that could be interesting.
The oldest likes volleyball. So.
Okay. Maybe when they do get old enough, that'd be your color commentator.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. Keith did a couple of volleyball games last season. We went to ARP. We did a couple of maybe Brook Hill. So it's just so hard during the week. I know for me, kids got practices and stuff. But I'm going to try to do a couple of Thursday games with you this year, especially if they're good ones. I want some little Thursday night football with all the interception, I think. Yeah. Is that number 30? 30-something.
And again, if you're listening and you're involved with a school or know of a school that may, especially on Thursday night, there's a game, reach out to us. We're still trying to fill, with the increase of Thursday night games, we're trying to fill our schedule a little bit.
Yeah, the referee shortage has really helped. I like it, just having some Thursday, just because it kind of gives some games a spotlight of their own night, and it allows us to, like you said, cover more. We get booked up on Fridays a lot of times with the teams we're covering, but we can sneak some Thursday games in there, some good games. A lot of times those are those small schools that they want the better referees, so they switch their games to Thursdays to get those.
I'm excited. As you mentioned earlier, we're going to be in Carlisle for a couple of games. Of course, you'll be covering them when they play Brook Hill, but then we're going to do a couple of games there.
Yeah.
At Arrowhead Stadium. Not in Kansas City, but in
Arrowhead.
Carlisle.
I mean, you buying my plane ticket? Yeah. We're going to Arrowhead. We're going to cover the Chiefs. Okay.
But
let's go.
Talked to Coach Sharp last week, so we'll be there for two games and
possibly another one, maybe.
Possibly another one, yeah.
Well, and we'll have Carlisle 3 times because we'll have them with Brook Hill. I think that maybe week 3 or 4. Maybe I think it's 4 because Brook Hill has a bye week 3. What do you think about them changing week 0 to week 1 and making week 11? It's kind of
it's a little weird.
I don't know. I'm still getting used to it.
But it's not the UIL if we're not changing something. And I love it.
Hey, the change, to me, the change that they made to allow the games to be streamed was huge. I mean, that's just like.
Well, COVID.
It's so well. It is COVID, but it needed to happen. Yeah. Honestly, it really did.
Because we've been providing an audio broadcast for years, but now just with this technology as advanced, it's good to provide video.
Because you can't be at every game, and as a fan of a lot of teams, you can. Heck, you can sit at home and have 3 TVs and have NetSN broadcast on all of them. You might need a couple more though if you wanted all of the games, but.
Because here's the deal: you can put your YouTube app on your smart TV.
Yeah.
Watch back, prop your feet up, watch some high school football.
In the air conditioner.
In the air conditioner. As we have an injury for Rusk, they help him on his feet.
I think he's going to be okay. 55 there, kind of shaking up. But
a little crampy.
I don't know why. It's not like it's humid out there. You got something playing up? Oh.
That's, man.
That was it.
One of those Max Preps. Gosh.
You had an ad going over there.
Yeah, an ad. That was like, what is going on?
Hey, if we're going to play an ad, they need to pay and pay a sponsorship.
That's right. That's right.
Come on, Max Preps. What are you doing?
Low snap. Number 5 picks up, throws the ball. 10 yards.
Hey, look at that great coverage by Tyler Vining over there on the outside.
Hey,
that's my nephew. TV. Also, our developer. It's his son out there. My brother-in-law Tony, our app and website developer. Shout out to him. He's always tweaking and doing all kinds of things for me. So he does a great job with the app.
With the app that's free.
Free. It is free.
Yeah, it's free.
It was not free to develop, but it was. It is free for you guys.
Free for our users. Yeah.
It is.
But for it to continue to be free, we need sponsors.
That's right. Ooh, low snap.
Number 5 picks it up. They call it dead.
Okay.
Scrimmage.
Yeah. What a weak play. Come on, let him play, ref. Come on.
Let him play.
Got to protect everybody this early. You got to put the jersey on them. UT is going to put the jersey on Jaden Blue now because it's like running back injury U over there now. I know you don't care about that because you're smiling over there. That's okay, and I'm forcing you to top in Longhorns every time you connect to my network. That's my payback.
They'll get a nice little wake up as they're in the real conference now. And
yeah, that conference will get a nice little wake up too.
And no East and West anymore, right?
We'll probably run a certain team away. They'll probably run to another conference here in the next few years.
Probably Ole Miss.
No, I was thinking A&M, but
Ole Miss will join the Pac-12.
yeah, they need some schools.
Go to Kiffin's.
You mean Pac-2?
Pac-2.
Is that all there is now? Isn't it? Nice little first down run.
And Ole Miss.
I'm thinking Vanderbilt.
Hey, I like these nice LED lights that they have. A unique setup for Rusk. It's a light setup. In the gun, number 5 drops back. He's looking to throw the ball. He does. Intended for number 18, in and out of his hands. A little banged up, but he jumped back. Christian, they're still stretching, still getting used to the bumps and the bruises. As Brett's working on our stadium, Mike.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes the aluminum on these stadiums is not always friendly for these microphone.
$high aluminum.
Yeah. I guess I technically could have ran it over there by the other where that camera is. Been probably a little bit better, but this is a we were worried about getting the stuff working and getting all the bugs out. So I'm pretty well so far, though. What do you think, Jaron? Your first
I'm
first
loving
NSN broadcast. What do you think so far?
I'm loving it. I helped. I kept stats on that All-Star game. That was fun.
That's true. We kind of like gave you a little taste there.
Me, yeah. And I'm excited just with the we've got Christian here. We'll be working with Vince some. We'll be working with Jason some. Obviously a play-by-play guy's only as good as his color commentators. So. Yeah. That's probably I looked at our schedule just now, Christian. That's probably mine and yours best game.
Oh, wow. He almost came down with that. Man.
Needed just a little bit more green.
Oh, they're celebrating like he caught it, but he didn't catch it. But good try. Man, what an effort.
Are we here to live quarter yet? Let's see. Not yet.
Well, they hadn't started the clock yet, so I'm guessing no, but, been known to be wrong a few times here and there. Maybe a few times more than here and there, but, let's see. What am I looking for?
So Chapel Hill is up 28-0 in their scrimmage. Guess for their live quarter.
Yeah, that's our man Jonathan Bradshaw on the update there. I'm trying to think who they were scrimmaging. Christian, you know who they're scrimmaging? Couldn't even tell you. Brook Hill was ready to go there.
Number 5 calls for the ball. High snap, hands it off. They're out of the gun. No gain, really. Got back to the line. Well, actually, not even quite to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, they're marking him pretty much at the line, I think. I didn't think he got back there.
About half a ball short.
Yeah, pretty close. So that's the highlight of the game on your what schedule you've got right now. You think the Chapel Hill Carthage game, that's the highlight?
Yeah, for the ones that I'm doing. Now, I think there's some other NetSN games that are going to be incredible, but as far as the ones I'm covering, that Chapel Hill Carthage is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to for Chapel Hill wise, that Chapel Hill White House game. I'm looking forward to doing that game. Yeah, I've already explained it. You know, Keith was a little upset we didn't put him on that one.
Now that resurgence, I mean, that used to be a standard game, right, for years, right?
Yes, it was at Rose Stadium. So it's in White House, and you know, Keith is a White House alum. We don't hold that against him, but he works for Chapel Hill. So we put me and Vince. We got a non-biased Chapel Hill crew, you know, on that game. So we'll see how it goes. But no, I there's so many games on. I'm looking forward to the Grace and Brook Hill game. That's always a good rivalry game there as well. It's another one on my schedule.
My daughter goes to Grace, so
I'm looking forward to.
They have a scrimmage tonight against Alba Golden.
I'm looking forward to doing maybe the Carlisle, one of those Carlisle games. I'm looking forward to see what Carlisle's got. I think that's going to be a good one.
So Chapel Hill is playing
Pittsburgh, okay.
That's no shock.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, so they got a new offensive coordinator this year, and he's a flex bone guy. So I'd imagine that they're running something more of a triple optionist type offense. Their coach came from Paris, North Lamar. Their offensive coordinator, that is. I called Pittsburgh last year. Tatum in Pittsburgh, and it actually is a non-district game, and the second quarter got called for weather. So,
Interesting.
of course, with it being non-district, they didn't. Tatum and Jefferson always historically has bad weather. So that game always gets moved, it seems like, the last 2 years.
And I guess whenever we actually go live, we can actually bring on the scoreboard here. We're ready to go with the
okay,
scoreboard.
we got it going. All right.
Yeah, it's working tonight. It's just a little tired. Then it's got all our stuff. You can follow us on Twitter or X, whatever your preference on there at NetSN_live. It's got the YouTube channel there. So no excuses. I should have at least 20 or 25 new subscribers now tonight.
And we, of course, wanted to shout out our title sponsor.
Yeah, for football season.
Yeah, football season.
Yeah, our football season sponsor is across all platforms. All of our stuff is Azalea.
Azalea Orthopedic.
Azalea Orthopedic, yeah.
Appreciate them.
And then we've got a few sponsors that we're working on, and for some of our specific teams. So again, if you're not on that list, why not?
Reach out. Brett's contact information is on the website.
Yeah, there's actually a tab on the website for sponsorships, and you can just fill out the form, and it'll come to me, and I can get you some information. We can have a conversation and see what you're wanting to do. But still here on I guess the non-timed quarter here is Brook Hill's going to go here.
Number 11 throws a little screen pass, caught.
Nowhere to go there. Rusk was all over that one. I don't even know to call a number. There was a host of Eagles there on that play on the tackle. It's like they were in the huddle there. They knew that was coming.
Yeah.
feel like that's been a popular play call tonight, that little quick receiver screen there.
Especially early in the season, because
It's almost like a running play to your receiver.
but the screen plays always make me kind of breathe deep at first because it's always compressed over there. But if the receiver can get some green, it can be a real productive play. We got a pretty good crowd here for a scrimmage, here.
They're probably feeling a little bit better than they were a little bit ago.
Cooler.
I guess it looks like they got some new LED lights there.
That's what I was talking about a while ago, yeah.
It's a funny shape looking, but
they look good.
I like them. Looks like they're taking a break. We're going to take a break. And who would you say that our sponsor was?
Azalea Orthopedic. Let's hear from them.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sports injury? At Azalea Orthopedics, our team of highly trained physicians specialize in complete orthopedic care, pain management, sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation. If you've sustained a bone or joint injury, have mobility or movement problems, struggle with pain, contact Azalea Orthopedics. We're conveniently located across East Texas, serving 18 counties. When visiting your doctor, urgent care, or hospital, you have a choice. Demand Azalea. At Azalea Orthopedics, your health is our priority.
And we are back. Thank you, Azalea, for all your support. Brook Hill got a little short gain there as they got back on the field quickly. So it'll be second down, and looks like maybe 7.
Number 8 drops back, pass intended high.
Man, was that early? Yep.
Yep, there's the flag.
Early contact there. That's going to be an automatic first for Brook Hill. They haven't thrown many flags tonight, Jaron.
They haven't. And that was pretty unintentional. They were just crossing, and just the timing was a little off for the defensive back. And he's like, what'd I do? But just a little early.
You can't hit the receiver before the ball gets there. Some reason they frown upon that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Again, they're still getting timing down too, right?
Yeah.
This point right before the season starts. And really, they haven't been technically practicing for very long.
Yep. So here we go as we got 1st and 10, Brook Hill from their own 47-yard line. Little pitch play there. Number 14, and he is going nowhere. Wrapped up in the backfield.
And number 19 for Rusk. Did not meet any resistance coming through the line.
Coach didn't like something there. The Rusk coach, he's like halfway out there. Which, that's an interesting deal. Now, maybe it's just the offense stays out there all the time, but you got the entire staff of Brook Hill is out here on the field. Rusk is kind of over on the sideline. Look, it's Looney Tune down there, Christian, in his little red hat. Coach Tune. He was been the junior high coordinator probably the last 20, 25 years somewhere. He was at Chapel Hill with Coach Sitton. He retired, and then he came out of retirement. And he's
loose ball
down there for Rusk. Man. Coach Tune's a legend. He's a junior high coach legend.
Those junior high coaches, a lot of times they're unsung heroes, especially the seasoned ones. Some guys that are just professional junior high coaches.
Yeah,
you doing it a long time.
And you run that program, and
yeah,
you got to have those and get those younger guys. Now that they even do, when I was in school, they didn't do 7th grade athletics. It was only 8th grade. So now they got 2 grades worth of years to get ready. That's important years for those kids. Get some of those bad habits out of there before they get to high school. Ooh, tough catch there. Attempt by 14 of Brookhill. Falls incomplete. Well, they've got the scoreboard out. I feel like they're at some point ready to turn that clock on there, Jaron, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, we may be getting close. Timing-wise, we're probably getting close to the live quarter there. Yeah, I bet you we're about to do it. It's looking like both teams came to the sideline and got a little bit of a break. Getting some water. I bet you we're close to the live quarter.
Hey, what was that was free, you said?
That NetSN app.
Let's check out some features real quick while they take a quick break. And we are back. Rusk lined up this time. They're going to go left to right here on the screen on offense. Let's see if the clock rolls here. Not yet.
Not yet.
But we're still in our untimed possessions here.
Yard gain for the Eagles.
Man, defensive battle's an understatement here, Jaron. This has been a slugfest. There's been a couple of big plays, but not many.
And these are our twos. So I bet after
You think this is the last set?
This is the last set, I bet, before we go live quarter.
Why is this unplugged? Who unplugged the
I don't know that the fan was ever plugged, Brett.
Was it never unplugged? No. Oh, well, I think I'm voting it should be plugged in now because they shut it. They shut the air conditioner in the middle.
Hey, you know, I've called a game from a construction scaffolding one time, so
well,
these accommodations are not.
It's not too bad, but it's getting a little stuffy in here. Oh, pick! A pick six?
Number 22, of course, they call it dead, but.
Wow. The first touchdown of the evening. I'm giving it to him. They call it dead. It was a pick six. There wasn't anybody in his way.
Great jump on it.
So we got, let's see. It is Brookhill's possession. And they got a pick six for 6 points. And I guess Russ just gets it right back.
Yeah.
They didn't put that on the board, but since we were waiting for a touchdown on that, I'm giving it to them.
And if you're listening to us and there's a school that you really champion and cheer for, put it in our chat. Let us know who you're cheering for this season.
Mark Lindros. I think another Finland. Go Gods. I like it. Oh, live quarter hadn't started.
That was just, okay, that's just with the ones.
Yeah, okay. Well,
that Chapel Hill game, yeah.
Probably Stewart Brisbane touchdowns, probably. If I was guessing. As a Rusk has a player shaking up here. It's number 18, kind of limping off.
He got shaken up a little earlier.
Tough night.
Yeah.
But yes, tell us who you're cheering for. Remember where you're cheering for them and who you're cheering for. You're just getting a little touch of the all over the world that we're touching tonight,
man,
Jaron.
This is great.
See, now we're going to be famous in Mexico. I think we were on Sports Center last year in Mexico.
Yes. Single back set, out of the gun, handoff.
Yeah, couple yards there, huh?
Couple.
Not much. Maybe only one. They didn't give him a whole lot there.
And I have a question, Brett. Does NetSN just cover football?
Well, no.
That's a loaded question.
Actually, we don't. We cover. Well, let's see. We've done volleyball. We do football, obviously. Basketball, girls and boys. Baseball.
There we go.
Softball. Soccer. We did a few soccer broadcasts last year. So the answer is absolutely not. We cover everything.
If we find some sponsors, hey, there's some lacrosse in East Texas.
Hey, there a track meet we can
Track
cover?
meet, hey, yeah.
That'd be fun. Get a couple cameras all over the place and get Rob to chase somebody around the track. That would be fun.
He'd love it.
We get one of those cameras at like the Olympics where it's like on a rail and it just
Yeah.
follows the runners around. That'd be cool. Someone wants to donate that. We'll use it.
Or we'd have maybe Christian and Elijah or somebody holding a string and just put a GoPro and just our own.
Well, I just send them. They're young. We can just send them down with a microphone.
have them run,
Let's have them run and try to interview the runners while they're running the race.
Snap ball, number 17 drops back.
We leave that for the young guys.
That's right. Number 3's got some space, still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds.
That's number 20 of Brook Hill there on the tackle. Touchdown saving tackle at that.
Number 3 on the reception for the Eagles.
Yes, Stewart has now 3 runs of 70 yards. Okay, well.
That'll do it.
That may be more yards than we have total in this game here. It's a little opposite here.
How about efficiency there? 3 runs for 70 yards.
3 runs of 70
3
yards.
runs of 70 yards. Okay.
So that would be 210 yards on 3 carries.
Even better. Even more efficient.
Are we ready for football season yet, guys? Oh, man.
Even 3 for 70 is not bad. So I was like, hey.
Well, average of 70 yards per carry. That's not terrible. I mean, geez. Come on, Ricky. It should be 90 yards carry. Got to quit telling them to run the kickoff back that far.
Number 17 keeps it. Finds a little bit of space.
Oh, ball's
Ball comes
loose.
out.
Oh. I think Brook Hill might have got that. And they did. Okay, so how does that work? Does it go back to the
Yeah, it'll stay with Rusk.
– because that kind of stinks. I don't like that rule. With a scrimmage. I know it's a scrimmage, but
It's a scrimmage. Now in the live quarter.
oh, do they flip side? Okay, so they'll get it going the other way. I was like, man, they get to gain a first down, and they
yeah.
so they're going to flip around and go the other way. Okay, well, fair enough.
So are we excited about college football this season, guys?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the new playoff system and how that
Yeah.
ends up working out. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be closer to March Madness as you can get for college football, and I'm hoping that it gets some. I mean, the same teams win over and over. It's going to make it harder. You're going to have to be on your game several games in a row. I think it's going to make it for some interesting games.
But you're extending that season, and that's going to be interesting on
It
those
is,
young guys.
but they're getting paid now. So
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so they're getting paid. So we don't. I mean, it doesn't. They're not NFL paid, but they are getting paid now. So I don't think. I don't feel as sorry for them. Like,
And they're getting used to more of a 17-game season,
Right.
which you'll see in the NFL, or 17-week season.
yeah.
17 games, yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's only extended for some of the teams 1 game. You if you're on the lower end,
By the
you've
time
got
the
to.
conference championship and,
Yeah.
and bowl game.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see how it does, and if it gives me that excitement that I love every year for March Madness. I love the tournament because anybody can win that 1 game, and now it gives more teams to have that anybody can win thing. You can now lose a few games. You can play a tough schedule,
Yeah.
challenge yourself, and lose 2 or 3 games and
Yeah.
still make the playoff. So I do like that part. Used to, you'd have to schedule cupcakes because you couldn't lose any games, right? If you lose a game, then you basically have put yourself out unless you just run the table and are in a really good conference. So I think it's going to open it up to more teams, and I think it's going to change the way I think we're going to see teams scheduling tougher, because that quality win could help them later if they lose a couple.
I still think we're going to have some bubble conversations, though.
Yeah, you will. I mean, you got to have those. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, especially but when you get down to the 12th, 13th, 14th, because we're at 12. We'll be at 12, right? 12 teams?
12 teams,
Yeah.
yes.
So when you get to that 12 to 15, that's where I think things get even murkier than, say, in the top 5, when you're trying to you decide between 4 and 5.
So you're going to get their conference champions. There's 5 conference champions, and then so you're going to have 7. I feel like it's going to be 3 from the SEC, 3 from the Big Ten, and then maybe one other one maybe goes to one of those conferences, or maybe it's another. I mean, I feel like that's the way it's going to end up, just the way the conferences now sit. And those super conferences are kind of.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Never know. I'm no college football expert, but that's just how I think it's going to play out.
You'll get 1 or 2 group of 5s in there.
Well, they get one conference, the highest ranked team out of the group of 5,
Okay,
right? Gets
yeah,
in. I don't know. I've kind of. I'll have to get caught up on all that. It's all new and everything still yet. Colorado. Christian's got jokes.
He's got jokes. Everybody was sure excited after week 1 last season. We have a punt.
A punt? Oh,
We have
wow.
a punt.
Okay, we're working on some special teams. Okay.
Uh-oh. And the punter for Rusk looks like he may
Did you get injured?
pulled a hammy.
Oh, no.
He was.
You get injured on a punt?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Come on.
He's stretching it now.
Sorry, no punts. We can't injure the punter.
Look at him. Poor guy. He's nursing it a little bit. Hopefully he's all right. Well, and typically, even at the 4A level, your punters got other responsibilities.
Yeah, usually. Ooh. High punt and not a great one.
A little left.
Hooked it a little bit there.
They'll do it again. They're giving a few.
They're going to give him a few tries.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see the same for Brook Hill.
All right. Fair catches all around here.
Not a bad punt there.
No use getting anybody injured on a punt.
Over about 35-yard punt. Now we'll see the same thing for Brook Hill, and then I think we'll be close to live quarter.
Hopefully. I'm ready to see some live action here. That'll really get me going here. If I post about it, it'll come up. Yeah, it doesn't stream there. We can post. We can share the link though on Facebook. Now looks like Brook Hill is going to take their turn at punting. This will be interesting to see who. They had Marlon Rataj. That's who I was looking for earlier. From Germany, star punter, and also on the state championship soccer team. We'll have to replace him as he's graduated. I'm pretty sure. We'll see who's punting here.
Oh, Christian, you're not with me week 1. You're down in Jasper. Week 1.
Oh, you're chasing the Bulldogs down to Jasper. You with Keith?
I read it wrong.
Yeah, because remember you're searching for
I'm
searching for a friend. No, I'll be in Brook Hill with Vince for Redwater coming to town to take on the Brook Hill Guard. Hey, fact for you guys that you may not know if you've never done a Brook Hill game. Before every Brook Hill game, they tailgate.
Yeah.
Free food just there. So
Wow.
always get over there super early and eat some grub first. So accommodating over there.
Such a nice campus. I did some playoff baseball there last year.
Yeah, it's very accommodating. If you've ever been to a Brook Hill game, those Brook Hill fans out there probably know what I'm talking about if they've been to one.
Carthage Chapel Hill will be our first game together, Christian. That's what it is, man.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be a good one for us to. That'd be a good game. As the Brook Hill punter gets one off. Good punt. It's not a bad punt. That's probably a 40-yard punt. 45-yard punt there.
Hey, special teams, man. There's no. It's definitely important.
Well, and that was another sport that Brook Hill did well in, the boys soccer.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Great year. We got to cover them through the playoff action there, and it was exciting. It was a new one. Next we covered Chapel Hill soccer playoff game as well. So we had a couple soccer games on NetSN last year.
I hadn't done soccer. I've the four majors is where I've spent most of my time, but I could probably figure it out.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that you just get somebody in there and have a nice conversation about soccer and make everybody laugh at home, and they get to see the game. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things you could talk so and so passes so and so passes so. I mean, it's different.
The
But
one part I would be confident in is yelling goal.
goal! Oh, that was fun. That was
Yeah,
fun. Yeah,
yeah.
I got my goal chant.
Got a little bit of a break here. So, we just finished the Olympics, and that was a big deal around our house.
Oh yeah.
I've got
So much what I hate about the Olympics is like all that crammed into like 2 weeks, and then I try to get everything in I can. It just never works that well. You can't get all of it watched.
what is that new sport, that kayak? It's kayak something, where they drop the kayaks from 15 feet up in the air, and then it's basically like bumper boats.
Oh,
That was pretty awesome.
interesting. What about breaking, Jaron?
Okay, so my 7-year-old daughter and I spent about an hour watching breaking, and it was one of the most incredible experiences, I tell you. It was awesome. And Snoop Dogg started it, which was great.
Snoop Dogg was everywhere though, right?
He was.
I mean,
But he did the initial break thing. Got some field goal.
so is this? Oh, now we're in field goals.
Field goal, yeah. We're kicking field goals.
You would think this would be what they're gonna do before they start that actual live quarter
I
here.
think so.
We thought that earlier, but we're still trying to guess here. Maybe we'll guess right here in a minute. We keep saying it. We have to be right eventually, right?
Well, and combined of almost 20 years of broadcasting between you and I, we've never done a scrimmage. So
Yep. It's a first. hopefully the connection's okay. We've had some issues with the connection a little bit tonight, but we are getting some internet in the press box, they have told us, when we come back to Rusk. So. This is an interesting time. So let's see, what else can we talk about, Jerry? What have we not talked about? We've kind of talked about everything tonight. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I heard about this this free app.
Okay.
That you can get a lot of scores. There's forums, there's polls.
Free app.
That's everything East Texas football. So.
Man, who created that? That was pretty smart there. Let's see. Oh, I even got somebody posted in a topic. I got notified.
Oh man,
interesting. Oh, we got a couple of names in here. Coach Hubbard's texting from the field. Wow. Now that's impressive.
Multi-talented.
We've got. Let's see, who's kicking here? Is he's telling me who's kicking? So 22 is John Mark Orisico from soccer. I think he was the one taking the place kick there. And he's got 89 is Javier Gavito from a soccer team. First team All-State defender.
And again, a successful soccer team.
When you have a good soccer team, you're probably going to have good kickers and punters. I'm just saying.
Them, yep.
So maybe now's that time, Jared. Think that we get a live action quarter here.
Live action.
Yeah.
Now, the last 2 years, Brook Hill scheduled scrimmage at Grapeland for their football scrimmage. And I know that because I attended both of them.
Oh.
So this is probably one of the first years they've done, unless they did two. I don't know last year.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't go to the scrimmages last year. But we're hoping here that this is going to be the live quarter. It looks like it. They're kind of getting stuff together, maybe taking a quick break. Speaking of that, let's take a quick break and highlight one of our sponsors. Actually, we're going to go to our man George at Quality T-Shirts Prints. He is our T-shirt maker, hat maker, all the apparel that we have here at NetSN. He takes care of that. So let's get a quick word with see his what he's got to offer us. All right, we are back here, and the clock moved.
We've got a clock.
We have a moving clock, and we also have a running player down the sideline for Rusk. And maybe they were just waiting for the clock to run, Jaron, because they ran a long play there. Woo.
That's a 42-yard pickup for the Rusk Eagles.
So we'll reset the score as well here, since we're going to, right now, Brook Hill is the only touchdown of any team so far.
Ball carrier on the left side. He's picked up by the welcoming committee of the guard there, and so picks up 2. They dance with him back behind the line of scrimmage, but they'll get him on forward progress.
It'll be interesting to see, too, if they kind of open the playbook up a little more here in the timed quarter. Not a scrimmage goer normally, so not sure. But if I was this is where I would want to see if we can execute those plays that I want to run during the game.
2 receivers on the right side. Number 5 pulls back. He throws well over the intended target, number 32 for the Eagles.
I think he was throwing it to the referee out there in the corner. He was the closest receiver on the play.
Yeah, because the closest Eagle receiver had 3 guard guys around him.
3 bodyguards.
3. I see what you did there.
So you say that we nicknamed the crowd at the Brook Hill games the bodyguards.
Okay.
So minus me and Corey, we coined that. We're still waiting for the T-shirts. Still waiting for them to. But they come out in full force at those basketball games for sure. I was like, hey, it's the student body. It's the bodyguards. Yeah.
Fake handoff pass. A little out of the reach of number 32, the intended receiver, guarded well by number 4 for the guard.
Hey, I like what you did there.
What'd I do?
Guarded well by number 4 of the guard.
Look at that.
Look at that. So now it's 4th down here, Jaron, and they've got the one big play, but bend and not break. The mentality here is Brook Hill looks to see if they can force a turnover on downs.
4th and 8 for the Eagles. Same set, single back set, out of the gun. Number 5 drops back.
Oh, he's wide open. Oh,
wide
my.
open receiver, number 20. It's a touchdown for the Eagles.
Wow. Wide open.
That's how it was drawn up.
Yeah, corner bots on the pump fake there, and man, you're not going to get much more open than that.
Right in the basket, too, of the receiver.
Man, they're generous here at. Oh, okay, there they took it off. I said they're generous here in rest. They give them the extra point before they kick it.
Oh, man. You do have number 28, I believe, kicking. 26 for the Eagles. Ball snap, holds there, kicks up. It is good. So the Eagles are on the board. And they lead 7-0, a little over 10 left in the live quarter round of this scrimmage. I guess this would be week -1.
It'll be, yeah, -1 because next week
Next
0.
week 0.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
then
Okay.
week 1, yeah. You're welcome.
You're here all day? Okay.
I'm here all day.
All year. On NetSN.
Yeah, on the, which you can access for free.
Yeah. So they're free to turn you off. They're free to turn you on. It's all free. Free.
Free. All right, the Brook Hill offense now with the ball on the 30-yard line. No kickoff there, so.
All right. We worked on special teams already.
Yeah. A handoff.
I think that's going to be Durrett on the handoff up the middle, and there was nowhere to go there.
Loss of 1. Have a 2-back set out of the gun there.
Ooh.
Number 11, quarterbacking for the guard. Number 10, rather. He hands off number 6.
Yeah, that's Cam Ryle at quarterback there, the coach's son. He's a senior.
No gain, so they'll still be a yard short of the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 11 for the guard.
They're going the wrong way.
So we'll see if we go through the air here. They've only tried the ground, but it's 3rd and long. Single back set now. You got 2 receivers on either side, 1 in motion. Low snap again.
Oh, hit right as he was released it. That ball was intended over there, number 17, Luke McNeil.
You do have a new center for the guard this year.
They got some big boys on that line up front. And looks like are we punting here, I guess?
Looks
They
like
are
we're
gonna punt. Okay.
I'm sure we'll be in fair catch territory, though. I would imagine you don't want to get anybody hurt on this.
Somebody gets drilled on a punt. That would in a scrimmage, that would stink. And decent punt there. Gets past the 50, but not much more than that. They marked it right around the 40. They'll give him the 47, looks like, was where Rusk will start 1st and 10. Man. It's just kind of teasing me tonight, Jeremy.
I'm getting excited, though. It's, again, I just can't emphasize how many good games we'll have on the network this season. Again, from northeast Texas, where we're at, all the way down to the Shelbyville area. And, again, that's kind of a 2A, slaughterhouse down, through that East Texas stretch.
Timpson, Garrison, and Shelbyville.
Beckville.
Tenaha.
See them some. Handoff number 25. He's stopped forward progress about a yard behind.
Yeah, he didn't have anywhere. Is that 20? It might be 29, maybe.
Jersey's riding up a little bit.
Yeah. That's where they wear them these days. You don't need to.
So so let's talk about bad jerseys that you've called. So I called a dark Mansfield Wolverines. I was calling the game at the Independence Stadium, so I was real high up. Dark green, like a forest green on a dark gray jersey.
Oh. Yeah, the dark on dark is the hardest to make because if anything light, usually you can see the number. These both teams, these are nice.
These are good.
You got the nice Brook Hill orange with the white numbers, and then you got the white with black. That's obviously pretty easy to see. But yeah, to me the dark with the darker, like that number combination is very hard to see a lot of times.
You had a drop snap, and so the ball came back. Well, it stayed about a yard shy of the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and long for the Eagles. Pass intended for 32, out of his reach. Get a new quarterback for the Eagles, I believe, this season. I think you were mentioning, Brett, that their quarterback from last year transferred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Sitton's, that's a lot of that, I'm sure, on offense. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do when you lose such a big piece to the puzzle. Can't think of the kid's name. I believe he transferred to Anahuac. But maybe he was originally from there. I mean, your quarterback kind of is your leader, your catalyst.
Glue, yeah.
I mean, especially when you rely on him that much. And you got Brook Hill. They had, last year they had Jonah McCowan started the year at quarterback. They made the change to Cam Ryle in the middle of the season.
High snap for the punter. High punt. Got some distance. High bounce. No run. So
Yeah.
the guard will get it on the 23.
Yeah, I don't think the running on the punt is allowed tonight.
No.
No punt return yardage.
Now, the last 2 seasons I covered a team that primarily ran flex bone. So, it's predecessor to the triple option.
But you're going to have to really know your formations because you may get 10 or 12 different formations on this.
Yeah. Now, but the thing about the flex bone is it's designed on misdirection, and so I'd say, hey, number 5 has the ball. Oh wait, no, the quarterback kept it. And so
Maybe easier than if you don't have.
I think it's going to be a little easier.
This time it is 11 on the quarterback on the carry. He's going to be direct up the middle. He's going to pick up the first down across the 35. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 37.
It's a 13-yard pickup there from the guard.
Nice run by Braxton there. Looks like he's going to. Ooh, they still handed off to Durrett at the middle. And that 2 nice back-to-back runs by Durrett.
That was a good sell on the fake pitch, though.
I thought the quarterback kept it for a minute. Yeah. Another putting in a little bit of a option here on the guard with this package. I have a little insight to the having a nephew out there, so they were putting some of that in. So he actually can play quarterback as well.
2nd and 5.
Keeper.
Handoff to number 4.
Oh, it was 4, yeah.
Picks up 4 yards.
Well, 3rd and short here. Let's see where they go. You've got Durrett actually now lined up outside. Nope, he's going to go. If I was guessing, I think the ball's going to Durrett if he's lined up in the backfield. Well, interesting. Maybe
still got a single back set. You've got
could be a bubble screen over here. You've got
2 on the near side, 1 on the far.
Or he's going to reverse field. It's going to be tossed to him. Or not, the middle. Wish I knew number 4's name. Good carry, though.
Well, you had Durrett, in motion, and we thought the ball was going to go to him.
I think Russ did, too. I think they saw him go outside, and they're like, wait a second. Because that's where I'd be going.
Yeah.
If I'm the defense and I see him going in motion on this kind of big play, I would be sending my linebacker or corner or safety, whoever's going to be covering that side, I would have sent them after him. Worked out.
It's a guard first down.
Good play call.
49 for Rusk.
Ooh. Man, 4 is hammering that ball up the middle.
I tell you, he's getting 2nd and 3rd contact and not letting it stop him. It was a 6-yard pickup. We got some motion on the defensive side.
Good drive so far from the guard here. Oh, he's going. He's got his man. It's Tyler Vining. He's wide open. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, Tyler's going to hear from me on that one.
In and out of his hands. Good coverage by the defense, but Vining had about a step on him. Throw was a little high.
Come on, Tyler.
Throw was a little high, but it did hit his hands.
He's gonna say he should have caught that one, I'm sure.
It was a good look. Again, he had about a step on the defender.
So I will say, watching him grow up playing football, flag, and all things going, he played quarterback the whole time he's played. So still adjusting to coming over and being that athlete where he can kind of play corner and receiver and all over the place. So
drop back throw.
Ooh.
Again, covered receiver.
That's a good coverage there.
Great coverage for the Eagles. It was trying to thread a needle there. So that's 3rd down. So again, we got polls and pick'ems on the NetSN app.
Yeah, get on the pick'em contest. Come challenge your NetSN guys. See if you have more lucky. If you can get luckier than we do. 'Cause
And the polls are out too. There's an interesting conversation with that. It's like, what defines East Texas? You've got some interesting definitions out there.
Yeah, and the Tuesday show is going to be really good. So if you didn't catch last Tuesday, go check it out. But this Tuesday, could be some really interesting conversations. We might even throw a certain professor from the DFW under the bus on his definitions of DFW versus East Texas. So, it'll be good conversation.
Anything east of Abilene,
Anybody that's a good team anywhere in the state of Texas, that they're DFW. Longview, up there DFW. They're in the DFW poll. It's okay. But they don't claim Athens, but it's right next to a certain team called something Cough. We won't name any names, but, it's okay. If Malakoff was 1-10, they wouldn't claim them. But since they're good, they're going to.
Hey, that's a good ball club.
Yeah.
That's a good ball club.
Yeah, they may be ranked pretty high in our rankings. You should go check it out and see where they are.
And they're East Texas.
Ooh, nice quarterback keeper. Oh, he's going to pitch it last minute. Wow, that was dangerous play.
And you'll have a flag, a horse collar.
Man, that was really dangerous. Woo. Coach may have a conversation about that one in film tomorrow. You may want to hang on to that one and just go down.
So you picked up a couple of yards after the foul. And so is that from the spot of the foul?
We're about to find out here.
Or the ball spot?
Holding on. Ooh,
oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Did we see the
I didn't see holding, but
I saw maybe the hold occurred before the bring down behind the jersey.
Who knows?
But hey, they wear the straps, we don't. So
I sure wouldn't want to be out there calling the game.
Not me. So they get my respect. Second down.
This is America.
It is America.
Amen. 7 yards, low snap, quick throw to number 2.
Oh, good.
Ball's loose, but I think they were calling down. Or the incomplete, rather.
Yeah, Vining was stuck on that one. Good timing there by number 11 from Rusk.
I tell you, this Eagle defense swarms to the ball well. I love crowd mics. You get all sorts of commentary.
You never know what you're going to get. He's getting his moment in the sun. He probably has no idea he's live online, but he loves his country evidently.
Yeah, and it could be a reel one day, on TikTok or something.
Could have said something else. Let's just be glad.
3rd and 7.
Pitch. Oh, nice pitch. Oh. Turnover there, and Rusk is going to jump on number 3 with a fumble recovery. Man, that's that thing about that late pitch. It's tough, and he didn't have it, and then he got popped and couldn't keep it in their possession. So Rusk is going to take over 1st and 10 there.
Again, we're just getting our first look at Rusk. Again, we'll be carrying them this season. We're excited to do that, but looks like the defense may be a strong point for the Eagles this year.
Yeah, they played well tonight.
Number 5 with screen pass in and out of the hands.
Oh, did he intercept? Nope.
No, incomplete pass.
They wanted it. They tried to sell it over there.
They tried. No football move was made.
Coach Hubbard wanted it. He was over there right by it.
He moved his pinky toe. It's a football move. Again, if you're listening in and you have a team in East Texas that you really are championing this season, let us know. Put in the chat. Low snap, bobbled, picks up number 5 with the throw.
Ooh.
Short of number 18, the intended receiver.
Yeah, good pressure on quarterback there. Rusk 18 was open. He had a step or two on the receiver, but pressure forced the quarterback to get it out a little early and not enough arm on it.
Again, it was a jumbled snap, too, so he really didn't have time to set, and I think that's why the pass was probably a little short. Bobbled snap again. Short little pass to number 18. He gets it.
Oh,
breaks away.
And he gone.
Off to the races is number 18, and that's another Eagle touchdown.
Wow. What a move there.
About a 57-yard play. Again, with most of that coming.
Let's test the replay. Let's see if we got that. Let's see. Nope, we didn't. We didn't get it. That's funny. Highlight of the night.
If you wondered what our owner-founder looks like.
What I do in my spare time, then that's what. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Because I was in the other. Okay. I definitely need to get a separate computer for this. I was over here. It did it now. And the kick is good.
It's good.
You're right.
So 14 to 0 with the Eagles on top.
Yeah, that was a good one. Y'all, that's me testing it out right there. I was directing the band.
Well, that worked. Yeah, that part did.
No, I think it's. I'm gonna brave it and try it again, but it's gonna be not the play we wanted, but I'm pretty sure it did it. Yeah, I see.
There we go.
Yeah, it's just it's the extra point there, or the attempt of it. So, oh well.
Well,
it's
it
okay.
made it, didn't it? Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah. So just Brook Hill back on offense. They get it over to number 4. He'll pick up, what was that, maybe 4 or 5 on the play. We'll see where they spot the ball. I think it's going to be around 4. We have 2nd down and 6. At the 34-yard line of Brook Hill. I'd like to see Brook Hill get something going here. They had a good drive going on that last possession until they coughed it up. Little low snap. Ryle back to pass. Across the middle's got a man. Ooh, just overshot his receiver. Number 7 of the guard. Wide open. That's 6 points. If he can get the connection there, Jared.
He had about 3 steps on the nearest defender. So, yeah, he would have been off to the races if they would have been able to connect on that. And just about a football's length out of his reach.
It's going to bring now up 3rd down and 6. Ryle in at quarterback for the guard. I love to see all the signs and stuff on the sideline. All the different.
Yeah. Single back set out of the gun. 2 receivers near, 1 on the far, 1's in motion. That's Durrett. Ryle pulls back. He escapes some pressure, leaves the pocket.
Ooh.
Pass intended and
He
caught
caught
by
it.
number
Wow.
11.
Great job there bringing it in. He had 2 Rusk defenders on his back, still able to bring the ball in and pick up the 1st down.
On a good throw by Ryle. It's a small window there. And
yeah, he had 2 receivers. He took the short route there. The deep route was covered, so smart move by Ryle there. Move the sticks. That's Durrett. He's gone. He gone if he breaks it. Ooh, was it horse collar? It was close. But Durrett, he gets that open grass. It just shows the speed of Rusk there, Jaron, as they're able to catch him. But I thought he had horse collar.
it looks, and you know, even in a scrimmage, you think that's something they'd probably call pretty aggressive.
You don't want to let someone get injured like that.
Yeah, if Durrett gets some space, he's got such a good stride that he's going to gain some ground.
He played through injuries last season. He was kind of banged up the whole season, and looking to see big things from him this year from the guard. Just if they can keep him from getting on that injured list or playing injured, I think the key for them is to be able to kind of get him reps and then give him some rest. They really relied on him a lot last season.
Well, he looks like a guy that can do different things. He can get you yardage in different ways.
Absolutely. Just an athlete. He plays every sport, all the major ones, the three-headed monster, basketball, baseball, and football. So,
but number 4 has really done well.
And see, if they can get the balance, then that'll help a lot.
He's kind of the bruiser back, it looks like, number 4. He's getting kind of those tough, dirty yards, I call him.
Ooh.
And that out of the reach of number 17 again, that same intended receiver as just a few moments ago. And he's a big target.
4th and very short here.
And Brook Hill was.
Are they going to kick it? They're bringing a lot of subs in. And they are.
They were going pretty fast paced there. Hurry up.
Looks like it's going to be, it's at 89, I think. It's Javier Gavito in for the field goal. Looks like it's going to be a 30-yard attempt.
Low snap. Kicks up.
Oh, it's got the distance.
It's good.
And it's good.
It looked like it was kind of on the left side of the uprights there, so I couldn't tell if it was in or out, but the Stripes have a good vantage point, and they said it was in, so Brook Hill's on the board.
They're on the board for the live quarter here, and we've got 52 seconds left in this live quarter. I don't know how many we will play here.
Typically it's just one, but we'll see.
It's been a good battle. You had Brook Hill got the touchdown in the kind of the managed portion of the scrimmage. So it's been pretty even.
Yeah, and again, I think it's given us a good look at two teams that we're going to see a lot of this year. I think you're getting a good look at the Brook Hill offense, which, there was, I wouldn't say question, but just with losing some guys and the amount of turnover that Brook Hill just has, the type of school they are, and then we're getting to see a good glimpse of the defense for Rusk.
So 35-0 Chapel Hill in that live portion of the scrimmage. So that was that's pretty good.
Yeah. Carthage and White House scrimmage last night.
Ooh, nice little spin move, 29.
Good carry.
Circle button, as I would call it. The old PlayStation. That's a dangerous move. You had to really master that. If you hit it the wrong time and someone does that hit stick on you, it's an automatic fumble.
So I have kids now, so I don't have time or money for game systems, but I am a little heartbroken about the new NCAA, because that got me through college, the NCAA game, and so now it's out.
That game lost its value, that 2014 or whatever it was, the last game.
Run is snuffed up.
I did buy the Madden. It was like $150, but I bought the Madden and the NCAA Deluxe whatever thing. It was a combo. But if you bought together, it was almost the same as buying each game. And played a little bit with my son, and looks like that's going to be the end of that quarter. We'll see. Are they going to line up? It looks like that is going to be the final tonight for the live portion. So final is
14-3.
Yeah, that's it. So 14-3 is our final here in Rusk, Texas tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast. Hope we were a little bit entertaining. I had fun. What about you, Jerry?
It was great. Again, it kind of whets the appetite for football season. And
so now that you've seen it and you know we have, go check everything out. The website, YouTube, Facebook, X or Twitter, whichever one you want to call. Definitely go download the app. Go check it out. It's free again. It's got everything you need for high school sports in East Texas, so make sure you get it and check it out. I'd like to thank our camera guy up top, Elijah Castleberry. He's one of our new camera guys. Did a great job, and him and Rob are manning that camera. Christian, thanks for joining us in and hanging out with us tonight. It was good times. I'm ready for that season to start. Jaron, any final thoughts on this one tonight before we close it out?
Well, excited to be part of the team. Excited to see some great football and beyond this season. And I think we're going to put together some great broadcasts. And it's going to be a fun season. And I think we'll see some great games. And I think we'll see some East Texas teams really go deep in the playoffs. And we'll plan to be a part of that as well.
I'm excited. Well, for Jaron, this is Brett Swinney signing off tonight. Your final in the live portion of the scrimmage. The Rusk Eagles 14. The Brook Hill Guard 3. We'll catch you next time. We'll be back for some more Brook Hill and Rusk football throughout the season, along with tons of other games all around the area. Have a good evening. We'll see you in a few weeks. Good night, everybody.
Lean on your brother tonight. Let your brother count on you every play tonight. Okay? And come out and have fun. The gates are locked. Ain't nobody getting out now. They can't run. The gates are locked. Let's bring the fight to them, guys. Yes, sir. All right, brother. Let's pray.
The Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at netsn.live.